Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Ardentry here, and we are back with the SMITE A through Z, this time taking a look at Bellona, the goddess of war, and the lady of SMITE herself. Super straightforward goddess. You auto attack, and that's it. But it is really unique in the way that you're swapping out weapons to whatever auto attack situation fits right, and be able to trade in and press that advantage. I like that idea in concept. I don't know how well it's executed just because it is very clear when to use this. And generally, you just want to be using the hammer. The hammer is just really good, great damage. I think if this was a bit more, it does have an extended range, but I feel like it's just not quite enough to make it as different. So you can use it for the healing, and that's and the disarm is useful. And don't get me wrong, like the slow and the block stacks are useful, but that's really it. So I feel like they could have done a little bit more with her if she was like a later released god. To really kind of give that extra flavor and identity to the extra weapons. But, that's what we get for having her as long as we have. So really strong, God really able to initiate super hard and just say, this is where we are fighting. Deal with it. Really solid, and considering she is the face of Smite, I don't think she's ever really been in a bad spot in her life. But if you are enjoying the content, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, do a subscribe, all that good stuff. And without any further ado, we will get into the game, and it was a pretty good one, so hold on. It was good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Bellona today for the A through Z. Friendly team is Ardeo, Carninus, Thanatos, Zeus, and myself. Enemy team is Freya, Atlas, Amazon Cobb, another Bellona, and Susano. So I'm going to be going against the mirror match here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Death's Toll, just because it's going to give us some stupid sustain. And then I'm actually going to start working on this Shogun. So I'm going to deviate a little bit from the norm. Pick up a couple potions and multi-pots just to help us sustain, and a teleport fragment. Now, Bellona is another auto attack character, so I hope everyone's ready for that. But how our passive works is upon hitting or receiving auto attacks, then we will gain protection and movement speed for 7 seconds. You'll kind of see the spikes fill up on this shield here. The first ability we're going to be picking up is our Bludgeon. It's going to be our hammer. We're going to swing it around in a circle and then slam down on some enemies, and then we are going to actually equip the hammer, which is going to change our auto attack into a cleaving auto attack. So Bellona is the goddess of war, and it is all about having multiple different types of weapons and cycling through them depending on the situation. So really fun way to play, but because this is the face of Smite herself, she's kind of good. I'm interested to see how this duo is gonna play. I've played a little bit of Bellona. I feel alright on the character, but my opponent has played quite a bit of Bellona, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're gonna spin around on this minion wave, and then just try and focus these archer minions down. We're outpacing her like slightly, just because we managed to walk the lane a little bit faster. But this is just real awkward. I'm going to go ahead and pick up our second ability. She picked up her third ability. So I'm going to try and do this. This is our shield bash. We dash into some targets, get a slow on them, and then if we hit a target, we get some block stacks. So whereas she went with her third ability, which is we take a flail and we try and you get a disarm for gods that we hit. Yeah, this is just real awkward. I don't know how to do this. We do see Thanatos running in. We're going to go ahead and block in to help us engage. He does get it. We are body blocking. Get the hammer, but it's not quite enough. But she's going to back off here. And we're going to pick this up. So we now have our Scourge ability, which is a straight line skill shot. We disarm gods with the first hit of it. So they are no longer able to auto attack, and then we will gain some extra healing whenever we auto attack. And I think we have a slightly higher range on our auto attack when we do it. But just gonna kind of engage here. Throw out what damage we can. Yeah, Thanatos, I appreciate Thanatos just kind of helping, trying to babysit this lane. We want to try and push for her camp. I'd be down for that. I will throw a ward over here. Now Bellona is pushing up. You got to be careful with this because we are going to tank quite a whole minion wave. But yeah, again, really appreciate him kind of babysitting here because otherwise it's just real awkward and we're just slapping each other the whole time. Totem is up, but this Bellona is just having to play super far back. So I'm going to clear these archers out real quick and then try and freeze this wave a little bit. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get this totem here. Get some nice pressure, a little bit of gold for the whole team. Be great. Now, she is going to be forced back. That's great. Now, we do need to be careful because Susano is here. So I'm going to just try and clear this minion wave out real quick. And be able to back off. But if we can push this into tower... Did she go for teleport? No, she didn't. She went for a med cloak. Okay. Cool. So with that, she's going to get a minion wave behind. And that's going to start to add up if she continues to let that happen. So we'll go ahead and get our buff here. But it's one of those... It's real easy to never feel like you need to back with Bellona because you don't exactly, like... You're not spamming abilities, so you don't really have to worry about a ton of mana. And with that, like, you're getting mana and health return on your auto attacks constantly, and all you need to do really is auto attack. So, like... Why ever go back? Yeah, we'll just keep bopping them around. Pick up this stray archer here. Alright. So we're going to push that into wave. I'm assuming she's probably getting her buff. So we'll throw a ward up there. We do see Susano here. So we're going to go ahead and use our ultimate ability now that we have picked it up. Dash in and pick up the kill there. That's great. I'm not really sure what his plan was. Yeah, so our ultimate ability is we take our big war flag and we... What? Like, what was your plan here? You're losing this trade. But we plant our war flag in an area. If we hit with the inner circle of the ability, the targets will be stunned. But we basically plant our feet, say this is where we're going to fight. And then we gain protections and power just for standing in our circle. I didn't realize we also gain magical power. Oh, no, okay, it's because... Yeah, so all allied gods get it. Because I was like, why are we giving ourselves magical power? But yeah. Winning these trades pretty well, though, now building into the Bellona. And we're still, like, we haven't gone back a single time. So that's great. We'll finish off this totem. And go ahead and back. So now she's going to push this up a little bit. You can see that she is starting to fall behind because she isn't being able to get back to lane efficiently. So I'm going to pick up this Shogun's first. This is going to give us an aura around us, giving our allied gods increased attack speed. And, you know, guess who counts as an allied god? You're right, we do. We'll teleport back to lane here for a sec, and then I'm going to start working on a Toxic Blade just to build some anti-heal for our attacks. I'll just clear these guys. I'm not going to focus on using my hammer because I want to use it here. Now Susanoo is coming in for the flank, so we'll go ahead and ult. Get a ton of damage on here. He is going to try and disengage, but we get the slow. We are ulted now as well. So that's fine. Zeus is coming in for a bit of a flank, so we'll see if we can back up and say, oh no, we're so weak. He is ulting, raining down lightning, but unfortunately we are taken down. How's this going still? He's just throwing some damage out. That's cool. Alright. So we need 950 gold. This is going to get us a Toxic Blade. And not only does it give us some really good auto-attacking stats with this 30% attack speed and that kind of thing and some extra penetration and movement speed, but then as we auto-attack someone, we will be reducing their healing by 20%, and that stacks up to 3 times. So you can do the math, but that's 60% anti-heal, as long as we can trade into those targets. And we just so happen to auto-attack quite a bit. I'm totally fine with Thanatos picking up that minion wave. I don't want it to go to waste under tower. I'll let him grab that buff for me, and I am going to just clear this minion wave out. Alright, great. So that's going to be level 9. We'll pick up our buff here. Looks like he's just going to go for his speed buff. Okay, I was waiting to see if he was going to try and think about a gank, but it's fine. I'm going to put this up here. Bellona's probably getting her buff. Unfortunately, we do lose Ardio to Atlas. And they are pushing in pretty well in the duo lane. Now, she actually got ahead of me in experience. I think she maybe... just gonna go ahead and finish that off and disengage here. I'm fine, just backing out. I'll spin as well. And now we trade hammers in the mid. Alright, we get the disarm on her now. We'll get some block. She does have a potion rolling now, so she probably wins this trade. That's her ult, though. So we'll go ahead and disengage out of this, especially now that Susanoo was starting to push up, and just farm these minions. Now, we do need to be a little concerned, but fortunately our buff isn't up. We are kind of low. Definitely lower than I'd want to be, but I think she's backing off and getting her buff. So I'm going to try and clear this wave out real quick. Guess I missed those archers. And then we don't see anyone on this totem, so I'm going to try and shut it down real quick. Okay, Bellona is here. And I think I'm just going to back off. I'm low enough health, I don't want to feed this. If Thanatos does want to rotate in, we do have our ult. But Susanoo is here as well. He is coming in, though. So I'll jump in. But yeah, really good disengage, though, from the enemy team. Couldn't quite catch them. Now looks like we have been struggling in dueling quite a bit with that tower already being taken down. So hopefully we can bring that back. Now I'm going to actually start working on this Frostbound Hammer here. This is going to apply a slow to our auto attacks as well as an attack speed slow. So just kind of let us continue to trade in even better. Now she is starting to get a bit ahead of me. She must be clearing out her Naga camps and back camp, like Harpy camps really well. And I haven't really had much of a chance to get those. So I think that's where she's getting ahead of me. But it's fine. Right now it's more important to stay safe. She is backing off, or rotating into mid. So we'll see if we can take advantage of that while she is split. We know she doesn't have teleport, so she can't come in here quickly. So we'll just try and take this tower down as fast as we can. Getting great damage on it. We'll get some pressure on this minion wave. Bellona and Susano are here. But I think we can just disengage here. We'll go ahead and pop our ult just to get out. She does ult in, but goes into tower range and takes quite a bit of damage for it. Atlas here now as well. So we need to be careful. We do have our Zeus and Thanatos starting to rotate in. So we'll try and act like we're going to hold this. That was a real way for him to juke. I wasn't ready for that. Unfortunately, though, with the AMC coming in now, too, it's going to be pretty big, and Freya getting some really good damage does take down our Thanatos and our Zeus. Okay. So obviously not ideal here. But we'll go ahead and pick this up. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Shield of Thorns. This is going to add some damage back to our attackers when they are doing damage to us. So considering all we're doing is just kind of going into these fights, initiating real hard, and auto attack, like that's the plan. Being able to apply that extra damage just for them auto attacking into us, I think is going to be really impactful. Now, unfortunately, because I had to back there, they do get our tower for free. But they did not take down our buffs, so we can try and clear this out real quick. Thanatos is coming in, does pick up the stun and gets a kill. I'm going to go ult here on this Atlas, get the slow, get the disarm, try and get some pressure here. Now, Ardio is pushing up in, but he is just too tanky. Now the enemy Bellona is here. I'm going to go ahead and pop our Shield of Thorns, discourage her from pressing into us, get the disarm, try and help peel her off of our Thanatos, but she is just engaging super hard. I'm gonna try and dash out of this. Ardio does manage to escape. A great Zeus ult does apply quite a bit of damage there. But unfortunately, the Freya is just lobbing some damage at us. And we just can't quite push into that. And now, in about 50 gold, we do have our Frostbound Hammer, so I do kind of want to stick around for that. So we'll get that real quick. We do have our teleport up, so we can rotate back to here if we need to. Oops. Yeah. Minion wave should be pushing up on this tower here soon, so we'll go ahead and make sure we clear that. AMC is holding down and are hunkering into this lane here. But it's fine. We'll just clear this real quick and we'll move on. See if there's anything on our Naga. Nope. So we'll try and just get this farm and get back into this. Unfortunately, Bellona is here. But it's fine. We'll just disengage out of this. Retreat back to our tower. Us staying alive is more important than getting, like, you know, a little bit of golden experience. Like, our character is worth more golden experience dead than they get from that Naga. So, we'll back off here, get some of these harpies as they are spawning. Try and stay into this. Now, enemy team is on Gold Fury, but I am not there, so I don't really have it to get over and help. Now, they do pick up a kill on Thanatos, or on Susano. And we might actually be able to snag this Gold Fury, so that's going to be huge at getting us back into here. If we want to engage on this, I'm ready. Great damage from the Zeus, and he is going to take this down. Now I'm just going to try and get out. But unfortunately taken down for my efforts. Thanatos gets pulled back, but looks like he's going to be able to disengage pretty well here. Okay. Now, this is where I kind of start mixing it up from, like, usual things. So you can tell we didn't get the Berserker Shield, and while I think it can be good, I find it's really fun to go for a Runeforged Hammer. So this gives us 20% increased damage to enemies if they are affected by crowd control from us. Guess what we're doing with every auto attack? We're slowing. So, which is crowd control. So we're literally, just by going in and hitting people, we are going to be dealing 20% increased damage to them, which is fantastic. And then our last item that we're going to be picking up is the Breastplate of Valor upgrade? Breastplate of Determination, which is just going to allow us to, as we are getting in and taking hits from abilities, allow us to build up that mitigation even more. And so our goal is that we may not be doing as much damage as maybe this other Bellona is. We're just going to try and out-tank her, because we can't just build the exact same. It's not going to do anything. Now we're getting a good flank. This Susano doesn't seem to be aware of us pushing up on this minion wave. Now that we're caught up to the minion wave, he is going to see us. I'm going to go ahead and ult in, though. Get some great damage. If we can get this pick, that is huge. That's great. Okay, looks like some shenanigans are going over in the duo lane. Hopefully they're okay there. But I think I'm just going to try and push this out while I have the opportunity. They are taking some damage, but dealing some damage as well. Looks like the Atlas and AMC are backing off. And I'm just going to focus this tower down. Get a little bit of gold for the team. Open this up a little bit for us. Now, Bellona is here. I'm just going to try and disengage from this, though. I don't want to fight her. Okay, she wants to fight me. We'll get the disarm on her and just disengage. We almost have our dash. There we go. Beautiful. And we're going to be able to get out of that just fine. Now, we do have our Runeforged Hammer. So that's going to be giving us some good damage upgrades. And then I'm going to go ahead and teleport to this mid tower here that we still have it and help reinforce our Zeus. We did see Susano in the jungle. Let's see if we can scout around a little bit. Okay, Freya is here. I'm just gonna pressure this wave. We do see Susano nearby. The ult was probably overkill, but we do plant a flag on his face. I really wanted to make sure we secured that and try and push that advantage pretty hard. Now, Bellona is pushing left. We're going to get these harpies, and then I'm going to try and press in on this Freya, as long as she doesn't back up too far. Thanatos does engage on her, but we just don't quite have enough to make those kills happen. I have the same idea as Thanatos. I'm gonna try and run over and shut down this Bellona. She does have a couple levels on us, so we, you know, do need to be a little concerned, but hopefully we can do this. I'm gonna start things off with a disarm. And we do pick up the kill on her. That's great. Start knocking back this minion wave. Now we did lose a tier 2 tower for that, so that's, you know, not the best case scenario. But we can do well here. Now we're gonna rotate back here and try and keep this up. If we can keep getting picks like this, we'll be able to catch up pretty well. At the end of the day, there's only one structure that matters. We do have a catapult pushing into mid, so hopefully this can help us secure that structure. They are pushing in on right, it looks like. But I'm going to try and clear out these hives. Get a little pressure here. And if we can just hold this line and let this catapult siege, then we're going to win this. Now, Freya is here as well, so they're going to be able to actually burn this down pretty quickly. I'm just going to back off. If they push up a little bit, looks like Atlas is coming in on this Zeus. I'm going to try and ult in here to discourage them from pushing in and try and make sure that we don't lose anyone here. Now, we do get a great kill. I'm going to go ahead and pop my thorns, dealing a ton of thorn damage. But unfortunately, I am very slow, and I am going to be taken down. But yeah, we got a ton of burst damage there from that Thanatos ulting in to try and just shut down that Bellona as quickly as possible. Now I am going to, like I said, start working on getting towards this Breastplate of Determination. This is going to allow us to, each time we're hit with an ability, gain a stack of 5 protections that corresponds to the damage type you're hit with, up to max of 4 each. Once we hit a max stats, then we get a burst of 20% movement speed, and we double our protections gained. So we're going to be going in, trading, and taking a bunch of damage anyway. This is going to allow us to just do that better. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up our heroic teleport here, which is also going to allow us to teleport to wards. So then we need to start making sure we're more diligent to that and be able to kind of teleport around the map a little bit better. I'm going to grab a couple health potions just because it's not exactly like we use mana. So, team's starting to play well, bringing this back together. All in all, it's a pretty low kill game, honestly. Like, we're playing pretty passive overall and just having quick skirmishes. But I'm going to just secure the speed buff for him. And then try and work on these Harpy camps to catch up to this Bellona. She is level 20. We are close. We do see Susano on the mana camp. Probably pushing in with Bellona here. They may be pressing in there. I just kind of wanted to throw a word. We do see Freya coming in behind us, though. Bellona is caught out by herself. We might be able to shut her down. She does ult out of the thick of the team. But they are pursuing. Thanatos is pretty quick at hunting down those low health targets. So might be able to catch up to it. I meant to throw a word down, not my ult. But we see enemy team here. We're pressed up pretty far. I thought the team was going to rotate in a little bit faster on that, admittedly. So that's unfortunate. But they do pick up a couple kills, so I'll take a 1 for 2 any day. Yeah, unfortunate that I kind of flubbed my my C. I have my C as my second consumable slot, and then my F is right up next to it. I just fat-fingered and hit the wrong button, so that's unfortunate. But we do take this Oni Fury down quite well. And with that, hitting level 20 on just about most of the team. This game is really ramping up, and I have a feeling it's going to go pretty late. Just kind of generally how things have been playing out. Now we do have a ward here, so if we want to res to help with anything like that, we can. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just teleport to it. If we wanted to look at any kind of shenanigans with Fire Giant, you know, I'm here. But that's fine. Now, Artio and Carnitas are pressed up pretty far. It looks like they're backing off. Freya is here. She is going to go ahead. I'm going to let her have those harpies. I don't care. Again, more important for me to back off and not throw in a kill there. Now, they are starting to push into the left here, so I'll see there. Susano does pick up that camp. They are pressing in pretty hard. Atlas is here as well. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go in. Get a stun on this. Try and apply this pressure here to the Susano. And we do pick up a kill. Actually, 2 kills. That's great. That was a really good engage. We're going to pick up a kill on this Atlas. And if we manage to take him down... Freya now is up. Does manage to snipe down the Zeus, but she has to land at some point. And we pick up a kill on her. And now we take down, and that is a Deicide and an easy Fire Giant with 4 members of the friendly team up for it. That is a huge, that was a really good engage there. I'm going to go ahead and flail just to kind of get the extra healing through this, as I'm kind of taking a good brunt of it. Make sure we secure it, and we're good. I'll go ahead and take this just to make sure we can get that extra bit of gold and extra bit of healing. Beautiful. Like, we didn't really have a minion wave pressed up close to us. And now, enemy team is starting to res. But hopefully we can make something happen with this Fire Giant. I'm going to back off a little bit, go, oh no, I'm so scared, and hopefully they chase me. But at this point, we'll just kind of press into our lanes, grab what farm of theirs that we can to deny them that gold, and press up. Now, Atlas is pressing up a little bit. There is an AMC there as well, but Bellona is pressed up pretty far. And we're going to go ahead and ult here, get the stun, shut her down pretty quickly. And that's great. And with that pick, like, I'm down to just go ahead and grab this tower. Fantastic. Good job here. Okay, now we have like 4k gold, so we need to be careful. We don't have our ult for a little bit longer. We do find a stray Susano here. But I'm getting low. I don't quite have my cooldowns. I can't really help engage here. I think we should disengage. Cernidus does pick up a kill though, and we pick up a kill on Freya. That's great. I'll try and help with this AMC. Fantastic. Okay, with those, that's another 4 people down. I can try and take this for a little bit, but I'm going to have to get out soon. Let Artio take over. Fantastic. Alright, now we have 4,000 gold. I really need to back off. Okay, But we're going to be able to upgrade our Death's Toll into a Death's Embrace, which is just making this healing that we're getting from our auto attacks even better. And then upgrade our Breastplate of Valor into Breastplate of Determination, which just kind of helps us with that. And then I'm going to get Thorns of Sapping Strength. This is just each attack that from enemy gods is going to help us get that thorn back even faster. And we need to grab, again, some health pots, some wards, so we can keep teleporting around. We also now have a catapult spawning, so that's fantastic. That's going to be pushing in the right lane. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get that rolling out, just to try and keep this advantage going for us. All right. Now, Fire Giant is going to be up in a little bit. So I'll go ahead and make sure that we're warded in for that. We actually see Susanoo here, pressed up pretty far. I'm going to go ahead and ult in here, get a ton of damage on him, and try and burst him down. Going to go ahead and pop my Thorns. Allow us to trade in here, and we pick up the kill. I picked up mana potions, I just realized. My bad. But that's great. With that pick, that's going to be a really good pickup for us. I'm going to go ahead and just throw an ult here. We actually see Bellona on the Pyromancer. They do manage to take it, but we can maybe make something happen. Actually taking a ton of damage from this Freya. Wowee. Okay. That's fine, though. We do have a ward on the Fire Giant. We should be rezzing right about the time that it spawns, so we should be okay. Bellona is getting low and is going to be taken down by this Kernanus, though. Great pickup there. Okay. Also, let's sell these mana pots. I didn't realize I clicked the wrong thing. Now, Freya did have to land, and we could shut her down real quick. Meanwhile, we're getting right for free. That catapult is doing some work. Just now responding to that, but we got a free tier 2 structure. So that's great, and now we are pressing in on this middle Phoenix while they're having to deal with the catapult. So just kind of forced them into a situation where they have to pick, and neither choice is great. I'm going to go ahead and teleport here. They do pick up a kill on the Susanoo. Fantastic job. And now I'm already halfway here. I'm going to put a pretty deep ward so we can also teleport to it later on if we need to like back and teleport back. They get some great pressure on the Atlas. Artio is tanking the Phoenix. I'm going to just try and focus this as hard as I can. I am now tanking it. I'm going to go ahead and pop my Thorns and just exist in this as long as I can. We do take down the Phoenix. That is great. Now, we do have our ultimate within all of that. So if these guys press up a little bit, we can really get some good pressure on them. But I'm down to just try and focus on these waves. Keep this going. Taking a decent amount of damage, but it's fine. We'll just take their farm that we have, and I mean, if anything, Fire Giant is back up. We can do that. Now, they are starting to press back up. Susanoo is still level 19. That's pretty significant. We are kind of backing off, though. I don't quite have my ult. Now that he pulled me in, I'm going to engage on his exposed backline and get a ton of damage on them. We do take down the Susanoo, but we do fall to the AMC, but Thanatos picks up that kill. Atlas just wanted a bear hug before he died. And now there is 4-on-1, so I will take a 1v4 trade, 1v5, 1-for-5 trade. I'll take that any day. and we are going to be able to burn down the Titan quite well. So that's great. That was a fantastic. I'll take that engage any day. It would have been also really good if we had our Thorns up, but, you know, it is what it is. Great job. So we got a little bit behind at the beginning, but we were able to just kind of hold things together, play safe, get the farm where we could, and end up picking the win for it. Really great job from the friendly team. So, to wrap it up, we did go... That's insane. And she was in so many fights, like, just picking up. The 25 assists is a lot. But we did go for the Death's Embrace, Shogun's Kusari, a Toxic Blade, Frostbound Hammer, Runeforged Hammer, and Breastplate of Determination. And ended up, I mean, again, it was a pretty low damage game, especially for the length of it. Just kind of a bunch of skirmishes, not a ton of full-on team fights, but only 2,000 damage below the enemy team's Bellona, and she went with a much more aggressive damage-focused build. We were able to kind of sustain for a lot more, and you can see that here. We mitigated 52,000 damage compared to her 28,000. So pretty great there. I actually was top mitigated on the team. So great job, great job. But that is going to be it for Bellona. Next up is going to be Cabrakan, and hey, we made it out of the Bs. That took a lot less time than the As. But yeah, we will catch you guys on Cabrakan next time.